High school sports, we've got it covered. Overtime starts now.
Hello and welcome to Overtime, the one show in the state line devoted to nothing but high school hoops. I'm Scott Leber.
And I'm Regan Holgate. The Nick 10 conference was quiet tonight for the boys, but there was plenty of girls Nick 10 action that we'll get to. We'll also check out some boys games at Byron and Durant. And
I'm going to sit down with Winnebago girls coach TJ Zambrovitz. He has replaced a coaching legend at Bago. We'll discuss that and his team.
And in our Spotlight segment, we'll meet Sycamore's dominating and soon-to-be Division I center, Evan Carrier.
All right, let's start things off with a girls' game in the Big Northern Conference. There are a lot of quality teams in that conference this year, Reagan, and you saw two of them tonight.
That, Scott, I did. Stillman Valley and Winnebago at Bago. Stillman came in with a record of 18-3. Bago was 12-8. The first half ended with this three from Jenna Shelburne. Stillman was ahead 26-16 at that point, and they kept that momentum rolling into the second half. Here's Brooke Jordal with a nice move and a bucket there. But Bago had an answer, and it came from Jocelyn Harms for three. And Ella Provy here looking nothing, so might as well give it a rip. And that one was good. Here she is again, another deep three, and the Indians are coming back. This atmosphere was absolutely electric. Lainey Intravaya moves into the paint and gets two. That tied the game at 34 to end the third. Bago looking to make a statement, and they will with another triple here from Harms. There was really no better place to be tonight, folks. Here's Campbell Schrank getting fancy, grabs the layup and the foul. She was pumped up after that one. Bago just running away with it now, and Harms will run that one in. The Indians dominated the second half to take down Stillman Valley 55-43. What a game. There was a great NUIC matchup not far from Bago at Pecatonica. The Indians with 15 wins hosted Orangeville, who had 16 wins. The Broncos will go to the corner with Kaylin O'Haver, and she drops three. Next up, it'll be Lainey Cahoon on the break here, and she takes it all the way. It was all Orangeville in this one, folks, but the Pecatonica boys still showed out, and this one got them fired up. Peyton Thomas with the putback for the Indians. The Broncos will answer with a dump inside to Addie Wheeler, and she tallies two more. Cahoon here again for Orangeville, but this time she knocks down the three. She had 33 points tonight. And here to end the first, it's Wheeler with two at the buzzer. Pecatonica really just couldn't get anything to fall tonight, and Orangeville will grab the W 56-28. There was a full slate of Nick 10 girls games this evening. Hononegah is trying to lead the conference from start to finish this season.
Yeah, Boylan and Guilford are trying to hang in there with the Indians, so we're going to start right now with Boylan. The Lady Titans home tonight, hosting Jefferson. We before me is what they say at Boylan, and that's what Reagan and I always say in the sports office here, right, Reagan?
Right.
Elena Petalber. This young lady can shoot three-point shots as well as anyone in the area. There's your evidence right there. She's real good. Lady Titans on the inbound. Maggie Schmidt turns it into a quick two here. Speaking of quick, it's fast break time. Kaylee Harder is in the clear, and she's in the scorebook too. Aliyah Keller next. Left unguarded in the corner, and she'll make good for three for the Jayhawks. Then Abby Bracious from the other side of the court, and she also gets three. But back comes Schmidt with another Boylan three-pointer. Boylan beats Jefferson, we before me, 65-44. Guilford was home tonight too, hosting Freeport. The Vikings were 8-2 in conference play coming in. Lexi Lacey for Freeport dropping in a three midway through the first. Denia Gary for the Vikings will find Lindsay Knuth inside. That's an easy two. Knuth down at the other end because she's a two-way player. Gets the block shot right there. But Lexi Lacey, again, able to break through this time off the inbound. Cindy Donaldson for Guilford going inside to Janelle Coleman. She'll fight her way for two. Avery Green, who played so well the other night, Tuesday, I should say, up the Freeport turnover, goes down the lane for another bucket and one. And the icing on the cake, Taj Hansard gets it behind the arc, and there's three more. The Vikes were piling it on early. Guilford defeated Freeport 51-30. The Vikings are 8-2 in conference play.
All right, let's take you to Auburn now, where the Lady Knights hosted Belvidere North. Elizabeth Mueller opened up scoring for Auburn, pivots here, and floats one in. Now it'll be Destiny Robinson who has it. She'll take this one herself, and she's good for 2. And how about Olivia Brown here with the takeaway? She's all alone, and she takes it to the other end for an easy Knights bucket. And then it'll be Ariana White who's going to take a shot from the corner. She drains it for 3. And how about Brown with another steal here? You've seen this once already. She gets the layup, but how about the foul this time? And Robinson again now finds the open lane and adds another bucket. Auburn will take this one, no problem, 47-30.
Let's go to Harlem. The Lady Huskies hosted Belvidere first quarter. Harlem's Grace Viborni spinning for the hoop in the first points of the game. The Bucks' Emma Pearson responds. The step back 3 is right there. Back the other way, great ball movement here. I love good ball movement. Kelly Montalto inside, getting the and 1. Viborni off the defensive rebound, going coast to coast here for the lay-in. She scored 17 in the first quarter, 31 total. Emma Pearson with it again for Belvidere. Another step back 3 to keep the Bucks in this one. Crazy play here now. Watch this. Viborni getting the ball, driving through the paint. Oh, what a nasty fake there, and she gets the bucket. That shocked even her teammates. Another look at this because, you know, I could watch that play all night maybe. Harlem beat Belvidere 70-34.
And at Hononegah, the Indians defeated East 72-10. Jordan Johnson scored 13 points for Hononegah. The Indians' record is now 18-3 overall and 10-0 in the Nick 10. All right, we'll have boys highlights from Byron and Durand in a bit, and we'll shine our spotlight on Sycamore senior Evan Carrier.
Up next, though, we're going to spend a few minutes with Winnebago girls head coach TJ Zambrovitz because you're watching Overtime.
The dream of every basketball player is to make it to state. The Winnebago girls achieved that last season. They finished second at state in Class 2A.
The Indians lost some all-state caliber players from that team and their legendary head coach, but they're still one of the better teams in our area. Let's spend a few minutes with our new head coach, TJ Zambrovitz, to learn more about this Bago team. How would you describe the Big Northern Conference this year in girls basketball?
Big Northern, it's tough. I mean, you look at from anywhere from Byron to Stillman, Oregon, anybody. I mean, Rock Falls, Genoa, everybody plays hard, and they all have a different style of play, so it's very tough to prepare for, and on any given night, anybody can really win.
You got 2 quality wins last week in non-conference games against Boylan and Lena Winslow. Those are 2 really good teams. What did it mean for your squad to defeat those 2 teams?
I tell you what, it meant a lot. I mean, Boylan's always, it's Boylan. Always. Lena Winslow's always had a pretty good program too. I remember when growing up, they were strong and they're still strong. Coach Hutlocker and Coach Weston do a great job with their teams. But it was nice to finally get some wins, the wins that we really needed like that, and made the girls, I mean, you could just tell their confidence came. Down at the State Farm Classic, we were starting to turn that corner and we were really coming together as a family. And it showed those 2 nights. They prepared us.
Everybody's aware of Campbell Schrank, what a talented player she is. Who else on this team, though, has really stepped up her game this year to help complement her?
Well, that's a tough one to say because last year I was just watching as an observer. But I think the whole team has actually stepped up. I mean, in practice-wise, we get after it pretty hard, and they're challenging her. Laney's doing a heck of a job at the point guard, being that floor general. Ella's doing a great job of not only just being a spot-up shooter, but she's attacking the basket as well. And on the defensive side, she's usually guarding the top girl. Jocelyn Harm, she's really stepped it up on the defense and offensive side. And it's nice to see her smile and having a lot of fun. But then we get down on the bench. I mean, we come back with Grace Herb and Marissa Rogensack. I mean, those 2 are tough as nails, and they just are all over the court. They're fun to watch.
You stepped into a program that was coming off a second-place finish in the state. Did you have to do a big reset and kind of start over after all that, or did some of that kind of carry over?
Well, the big question coming into this was how will we have our senior leaders and who will be those leaders, because they've been with Mia and Renee and Sarah and Annika all those years. How are they going to be without those girls? And it's taken a little bit to adjust, but they are really finding themselves now. And I think it's going to be an exciting finish to the year with them because, you know, we talked about how season's winding down quick and it's kind of hitting home, and but they're really finding it.
Judy Krause was the coach here for a quarter of a century. She took that team to state last year. Those are pretty big shoes to fill. How challenging has that been for you?
It's been a real challenge. I've talked to her different times, so she's helped a little bit, and her assistant coaches keep in contact, and you just know that her longevity and her record speaks for itself, and the respect that she's had. And you just hope to get to that at some time. You always don't want to follow a legend's shoes, but sometimes you have to, and opportunities there. But she's transitioned well with me and talked to me about the kids and things like that. So, and she just didn't walk just clearly away. She was there to help talk about the kids.
Have you kept in place a lot of the same systems that she had, or have you really changed up?
I try to stay away from any type of a zone, and sometimes they did some zones last year. We're still kind of running a motion set with lots of cuts with our base offense. Defensively, we still try to press and get after you as much as we can, as good as we can. But I can't always use the same person's, you want to always put your footprint on the program too.
Well, TJ has the passion for basketball and kids that makes him, I think, an excellent fit at Winnebago. So that program should continue to be strong with him in charge.
And they might not win the Big Northern Conference, but Bago is a team that could be very dangerous come tournament time. All right, we're back to the highlights next with boys action from Byron and Durand and a look back at a big one in the Nick 10 from Wednesday night. This has been a great basketball season at Byron High School. The Lady Tigers are ranked 6th in the state in Class 2A.
And the boys team at the start of tonight had a record of 12-4. The boys were also champions in the Forreston Holiday Tournament. Well, tonight the Tigers hosted Genoa Kingston in a big Northern Conference game. Here come the Cogs, folks. Trayvon Atterbury on the money with that pass to Josh Bunting, and it's points for the Cogs. Now watch number 33, Caden Considine says, "I'll take that." And the nice feed ahead to Ryan Tucker for the bucket. Hayden Hodgson challenges the Tiger defense and scores. And then it's Bunting, so quick, going to the hoop one more time. He scored 16 points. Byron scored only 15 in the first half, and the Cogs led by 7. Second half, Carson Boozer goes backdoor. The Tiger offense started to kick in. Tucker then drops in 3. Nick Kessler, the only senior on Byron's team, will find Tucker again in the corner, and yes, the Tigers had the lead. Fourth quarter action now. Bunting will come up with a steal, and there is absolutely no catching him. 2 minutes to play now. Kessler and Boozer on the same page on the backdoor cut. That was big. The Tigers then put this one away at the free throw line, and Byron defeated GK 56-49. The Tigers improved their record to 13-4. You guys only scored 15 in the first half. I didn't think that was possible the way you guys shoot. What did you guys adjust to get the scoring going there in the second half?
We really just want to get the ball to the rim. We're a shooting team, but when the shots aren't falling, we got to get to the rim, get to the free throw line.
How big is this win at this stage of the season?
It's a big win, big confidence booster. We got a big stretch coming up, so this win means a lot to our team.
We come in against GK every year. It's always a hard game. We know what it's going to be like, so we came in here and we did what we could to get the W.
When you only put up 15 points in the first half, what are you thinking?
We need to just shoot it better and get better shots. We were taking tough shots in the first quarter, so we tried to get to the rim, got to the rim, got better shots, and we got the result we wanted.
And let's take you to Durand, where it was the battle of the Bulldogs. Aquin against Durand. Durand's Hunter Buss shoots and drains the 3 from way downtown there. And Aquin here with it, but Cooper Hathaway gets the steal there and banks in the basket. Now Nathan Folk off the fast break for Durand. He lays it in. And how about Aquin's Adam Alwinder drives into the lane, keeps the hold of that one, and gets the and one. And then Connor Hughes takes a dribble, fires, and delivers 3 more for Durand. Close one here, but Durand will come out on top 69-61. Nick 10 boys teams took tonight off because most of them will be competing in MLK tournaments tomorrow, but right now the Guilford Vikings lead the pack.
Yeah, it is a razor-thin lead, but yes, the Vikings are in front. They grabbed the lead Wednesday night with a big victory over Auburn. It's worth a second look Former Auburn Knight Mike Jones was in the house because everybody wanted to see this game, plus he's supporting his old teammates. St. Gary on the drive for Guilford, the hoop and one. Amir Danforth trying to help the Knights come back from a 9-point halftime deficit as he drains three. Malachi Johnson, spin move, and he'll get the bounce. Rock Cheney at the other end rises up and hits that jump shot. Adrian Agee next, going to take the baseline and score 2 of his game-high 23 points. Makai Doby now showing his moves, sinks the one-hander. Then it's Malachi Johnson inside who misses but gets the putback. He was a beast on the boards. With 44 seconds to play, it was anybody's game, tied up at 52. Auburn now pushing the ball, but sophomore Connor Doyle gets the steal ahead to Jaden Webster. He misses, but again, it's Malachi Johnson with a putback. Cheney trying to answer, gets in the lane. His shot rejected by Cinco Gary. He grabs the loose ball and is fouled. Gary sank both free throws, and Guilford took this one over Auburn, 56-52.
What a game that was. So here's how the race for the NIC-10 shapes up right now. Guilford leads with an 8-2 conference record. Auburn and Boylan are tied for second place at 7-2, and East is right there behind them at 7-3. The E-Rabs have used a 6-game conference winning streak to propel themselves back into the hunt.
You could argue the E-Rabs are the favorites now, but really it's anybody's guess how this finishes up. All right, that takes care of the highlights, but do not go away.
Our Spotlight segment is next. We'll meet a young lady at Sycamore who has been dominating the post, and she'll soon be competing at the D1 level in college basketball. Stay with us. We've mentioned quite a few girls programs throughout the show tonight, so now it's time we shine a spotlight on Sycamore's star center, who's been dominating the post since her freshman year.
That was immediately from day one, that was something that kind of stood out.
It's not something you see every day, especially not in high school.
Obviously, you know, Evan brings something unique. You don't see a lot of 6'4" girls walking around.
Evan Carrier, Sycamore basketball senior, stands out among the crowd, quite literally.
I definitely feel like people do expect a lot more out of me being as big as I am, but I mean, it's like the same. Like, I still have to work just as hard, and sometimes a little harder. As soon as I started to grow and grow into my body and realize wow, this is actually something I can do, it was like an all-year thing. I think by my 8th grade year, basketball was all I played.
She was the team's leading scorer last season in their Cinderella run to the Super Sectional. This year, she's already averaging 17 points a game, along with 9.5 rebounds.
I look back on it and I could still cry. I still will dream about it sometimes. First sectional championship, we did a lot of things and it was so fun, and to have the town support that we had, it was amazing. It was something I'll cherish forever.
You know, she's a huge part of what we're doing this year, and she's been a huge part of what we've done the last 3 years, so it's been really nice to see the growth.
But the past few weeks, this team has had to find a way to do it without her. She's currently sidelined and wearing a boot.
This comes out once a year, I feel like.
Just one of the perks of being 6'4".
My ankles are horrible and my back's horrible. Luckily, I don't have knee issues yet, hopefully not. But yeah, I feel like I'm in the boot at least once a year, always rolling or spraining ankles.
Thankfully, it's not a season-ending injury. She'll be back in plenty of time for the postseason. But really, there was no other option for her than getting back out on the court. It's just who she is.
I'm just so competitive, and I love Sycamore basketball that I'm not really focused on it right now. I'm trying to live in the moment. I love my team, and I'm gonna miss them like crazy next year. So I just try to I don't know, I guess I just play if an injury happens, I believe everything happens for a reason.
Come next season, Evan will be repping the brown and gold as she takes her basketball career to the next level at Western Michigan. It's not going to be an easy goodbye.
They've all stuck by my side. I couldn't thank my family, Sycamore basketball, just this town in general. Yeah, they've always had my back.
She's not done just yet though, but she will definitely be missed.
Oh, as much as she is tall. So I'll miss her a ton. She's a great kid. Her parents have done a great job raising her. She's got a big heart. You know, she brings a lot to the table, and of course those are going to be big shoes to fill.
I mean, what a resume she's put together over the last 4 years, and as you heard there, she will be a hard one for Coach Wick to forget.
Yeah, but there's still the postseason, and having her back on the court come tournament time, that's going to help their cause out. Hey, let's take one final time out, and here's one of our overtime flashbacks to get a great hoops moment from the past.
It was February 5th, 2010. Nick 10 leader BOYLAN went into Auburn with a 10-0 conference record. The Titans were led by a group that included center Nick Bauk, guards Chris Miller and Mike Mormon, and forward Austin Angel. The Knights had an 8-2 conference record. They were led by the conference's top scorer, senior J.D. Danforth. He was averaging more than 20 points per game. In this game, he more than topped that. Danforth poured in 34 points, including 16 in the third quarter. But Angel, just a sophomore, helped offset that by scoring 26 points. The Titans captured an impressive road win that helped catapult them to the Nick 10 championship.
As we mentioned earlier, many teams will be competing in MLK tournaments tomorrow and Monday.
5 games will be played tomorrow at the Jefferson Boys MLK tournament. At 10 a.m., Jefferson will host Thornton Fractional South. Then Guilford will take the court against Batavia. At 1:30, the Jayhawks will be back at it against Springfield. And at 3, Guilford faces Thornton Fractional South. The final game at 4:30 is Hononegah playing Batavia.
A total of 8 boys games will be played Saturday at Pecatonicca's MLK tournament. The opening round starts at 9 a.m. with Polo playing Pecatonicca. That will be followed by Galena against Eastland. Then Scales Mound takes on Richmond. Burton and Durand will play Johnsburg. The semifinals and consolation semifinals will be played later in the afternoon and evening.
Join us each Friday night at this time on Fox 39 for Overtime. We'll be here right into the month of March.
That will do it for this show. Thank you for spending your Friday night with us.
Enjoy your weekend, everybody.